What's up, my beautiful people? This is your boy Stefan, your Afro Grenadian ambassador. Welcome back to my channel. To all my supporters, I appreciate you for liking, sharing, commenting on this channel. Thank you for subscribing as well. Thank you very, very much for that. I also want to acknowledge my gold member, my new gold member, Mr. Bern Noel. Thank you, sir. I hope that you are doing fine. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening, your night, your morning, whichever part of the world that you are in. So thank you very much for all coming back to this channel. Into this video, we will be delving into a situation that we have, or a new development that we have come across here on the mainland Grenada, that we are dealing with. There is this two companies here in Grenada that is in a bit of commotion. How I would say, there is a misunderstanding somewhere or the other. Now, I will not go into the political spectrum of it. This channel is not focused on politics. I will not discuss politics on this channel, and I have reasons why I will not do so. However, I will be focusing on Pan-Africanism and how it is important for us to invest in our own people, because when we do not invest in our own people, when we do not take the forefront, when we do not confidence in ourselves, yes, confidence in what we can do as a people with the little resources that we have, these things like what I'm about to discuss will happen. Now, there is this rum distilleries, two major rum distilleries on the market here in Grenada. We have Classcoat Rum that is owned, I would say it's proudly owned by locals, okay, local Grenadians. And there was this new rum distillery that came into the market a few years back, that is called Kenco. Now, Kenco is owned by a foreign investor. So, Classcoat is owned by black Grenadians, and Kenco is owned by a white non-Grenadian. All right. And the Kenco distillery, basically what is bringing about the commotion is that the Kenco distillery promised that they will not compete with the local rum that is already here in Grenada, okay, that have been on the shelves for a lot of years, and Grenadians have been proud of that, okay, proud of that rum. Well, those who drink rum, those who drink rum. I don't drink rum. I don't support rum, the consumption of rum, because it can be hazardous, it can be disastrous to your health, detrimental to your health. I have a lot of great grand uncles that have passed away, because of rum. All right, so I don't condone rum. However, the rum distilleries have been a huge contributor to the Grenadian economy. And yes, and coming back to the situation, the commotion is that the Renegade Rum says that, which is owned by Kenco, foreign investors, they said that they will not compete with the local rum distillery that is here, to cause conflict of interest. Now, we are hearing the new development that this has changed, that the Renegade Rum owned by Kenco is now finding itself on the local shelves of Grenada. And the Classcoat distillery, or the manager there, and those who own this distillery, the local Grenadians, okay, who own this distillery, they are asking what is happening. They are asking why is the sudden change? And the manager of Classcoat, our brother local Grenadian, have expressed his disappointments, and he felt that they were deceived, okay, by these foreign investors. Now, let's take a listen to what he have said, and we're going to discuss all about it when we come back.
From the beginning, when we heard that the new distillery was coming on the island and the investors, were meant to revive fields and do what they call then a single farm origin rum that was geared for a more premium export market, we did not view it as a major challenge, because we know that our market and our cultural space here, they have already appreciated and understood, what we create. But at the time when you have this product now appearing on supermarket shelves all over the island, and it seems to sort of confuse the majority of us who had the opinion that these rums are made for export.
Yes, so here we heard it from our local brother describing what was the deal, what was the agreement that was set on the table when the discussion or the idea of bringing in this foreign investor or investors, this rum distillery on the market, which is called Kenko. Now, this is a statement that the owner, I don't know if he's the owner, I'm not too sure, so let me correct my statement. I'm not too sure if he's the owner, but he's the CEO of Kenko, and he made that statement.
It's not a rum that's going to be everywhere. It's not going to be in every corner shop. It's a rum for the cognoscenti. It's for the gastronome. It's for the bon viveur. It's a very elite distillation process.
Now, if you ask me, these are some concerning developments, because it is evident and clear that there are reports that this rum is being put on the local market as well, okay, competing with the local rum, which is class code proudly owned by Grenadians that have been around here for ages. All right. Now, the other concerning thing to me is, and it have a lot of people asking questions, even myself. Now, if you listen very closely, is that he said it is not a rum that will be on the local market, which we already know. This statement of his is already compromised. Okay, this statement of his they have already broken the truce or the agreement that they said they will do and not do when they first came into the island. The second thing is, if this is a rum that will be for the elites, because that is what he said. Let me put it simple as it is. It is a rum that will be manufactured for the elites. The question that some Grenadian people are asking, and even myself, why should we hand over our land to these people to produce something that will not be for the average man, but for elites? And the money will be going back to their pockets. Because let's not pretend. We had an issue a few years back where Grenadians were complaining, workers in Kenko had protested peacefully about their dissatisfaction of how they were being treated. Some complain about underpay, they were being exploited. Some complain that they are being put on contracts because, for some, I don't know what, for whatever reason, and they were asking, if we are put on contracts, how can we go to the bank and get loan? How can we do things that we desire to do, because in Grenada there are certain things, much things you want to do, you have to deal with the bank. You can't do it out of your own pocket, because most Grenadians cannot afford to buy a house, to buy a piece of land, to buy a vehicle out of their own pockets. Only the top 1% can afford to do so, but most average Grenadians need to go get a loan, need to deal with the bank. And how can you get a loan on being a contract? Now let me play this video for you. Yes, that I have just mentioned, okay, about Kenco workers being dissatisfied.
We now take a loan from the credit union, and look, we out our job now. We don't know how we're going to pay back the credit union, because we out our job and we don't know what would become of the company, because they treat us very unkind and very bad.
I get a job letter from the company, which means that I was a permanent worker and I could get loan from any institution. And I went in the bank and took a loan on that behalf, so that I could make my life better. And now that I'm in that situation now, so I really want the company to do what he had to do for the good worker.
And I just had to take a small loan there. And just last year they gave me a job letter to get the loan, because I had to get the job letter from the company to get the loan. So I don't know why they give me the job letter if they know that was going to happen.
So this is something that happened a few years ago, maybe 1 to 3 years ago. And I could remember that clearly, where a lot of the Kenco workers were laid off after they were lied to, saying that they were permanent. Some of them were mistreated. Some of them were exploited. Some of them went and take loans in the bank, to better their lives, to better their family lives. And for no apparent reason, they were laid off. So we see what the deceit that was happening is not a first-time occurrence of these foreign investors. Now, guys, I don't know if you've seen it, but there is a pattern here. There is a pattern here. It is the same thing that happened to our forefathers back then. They did not. The difference is they did not work for money. They worked free in the hot sun. And some of these Kenco workers, I know, I used to see them go in the cane field, working and hard. These men are hard workers. So it's the same old pattern that happened to our foreparents when they came here on the plantation. As I said, the difference is that our brothers today are working for something, and our foreparents did not work for anything. But the pattern is still there, that they were not treated fairly, mistreated, and that we see that pattern happening again. These colonizers using the land to make themselves rich. And I don't know who owns the land that was given over to Kenco. Well, I don't know if it's owned by the government or it's privately owned. But if you ask me, in my opinion, this was a big mistake. Because we already have a rum distillery here, which to me was enough. We don't need 2 rum distillery for a small island like this. Now, Grenada was, I don't know for now what is our status, but Grenada was put down in the books for one of the most alcoholic Caribbean island in the world. So I don't know if that has, if our status have increased or if that has dropped. But we are known for one of the most alcoholic Caribbean nation in the world. And I have a lot of family members that died from alcohol. But putting aside all this, the fact is, this was a mistake. Because I live in the area where Kenco is. I live in the area, massive cane field. All the trees were broken down. All the trees, when I tell you all the trees were cleared off. I live in an area where growing up, we have an estate. It was where the Kenco is planting the canes now, clear off all the trees, break down everything. And it wasn't trees now, food that was there was food. it was an estate growing up. We used to go there like when things real hard with us, or some of us, you know, we pick up breadfruit. He had orange, he had banana, it had all kind of things on this estate. It was for the people. It was for the people. The people was grateful. And some of us were dependent on that estate where we could have freely go and pick up breadfruit, pick up fig, you know, go there and do, you know, get food when things were hard. And Kenko have cleared out all this to plant cane. And who is benefiting? The 1%. So it was a grave mistake to allow these people to operate on the island, in my opinion. Not, even when I went, it's not only that it's destroying the food when it comes to the food aspect, but even the ecosystem is being destroyed to plant canes. There was a time I was doing a vlog with to go by Lake Antoine. Yes, Lake Antoine, which was the second largest lake. Right? Lake Antoine is the second largest lake in Grenada. And I was appalled. I was shocked, flabbergasted to see what the environment have become when it comes to Lake Antoine. The environment is almost completely destroyed. The because we had a difficult time finding the lake because of the developments, the cane fields and the trees and even the tracks that would have been that was a guide to bring it, leading you to the lake, is no more to be seen. So it's like you have to search, or you need to know the area very well to locate the lake. The lake is literally hiding because of this development. So I think our leaders, we need, and I will not involve politics in that. I don't care. Whoever is responsible, I will generalize this statement. Our leaders, whichever side that you are on, we need to be very careful what decisions we are making, because this rum distillery is not necessary in my opinion. We need to get things more productive for the island. We need yes, it will take money, but we do all kind of things, right? And we spend all kind of money. So the same mindset that we have, we should put it in things that will bring benefit to the people. You know, like we could be proud of a little productive factory that would, we have a lot of fruit sometimes that will spoil, and yes, it's easier said than done, but I believe with the help and the right mindset we can accomplish this. Maurice Bishop accomplished it, so why can't we? Doing things that we can be proud of, Grenadian people, where we could go on the shelves and this can be, say, proudly made in Grenada, proudly made in, these are the things. We have a lot of fruits. We are known for fruits in Grenada. We are known for fruits. Look, we take sauersup and ship it down to Trinidad and other parts of the world and the Caribbean. Now, these same sauersup, we could manufacture these things, have a small manufacturing plant, and process these things and make all kind of things out of it. Look, this seaweed, we just have a seaweed problem here in Grenada. We could take this and process these things and make products and sell it to the people, to export it, sell it on the local market, where we Grenadians can be proud of these things, and it can come back into the economy. So if you ask me, I believe the rum distillery was a mistake. That's my opinion. Those of you who are watching, just give your thoughts, give your comments. What do you think? What do you think about this whole commotion? What do you think about this whole situation? But this is it, guys, for me today. Yes, I said, I came across this new development and I said, let me give in my input on this. But I believe that we should be very careful. I'm not saying we should not allow investors to come into the country, foreign investors. Investment is necessary, is, important for the economy. But let's first invest in ourselves as Grenadian. Let's first create something that we can be proud of. Let's, it's so unfortunate how we make it easy for these foreign investors, and when it comes to local Grenadian entrepreneurs that wants to invest back into the country, we make it so hard and so difficult. So I do hope that something will change for the best. Something will change for the good. I do hope something will change. And we are seeing, just as how we were lied to, our foreparents were lied to centuries ago, we are still being lied to today and being deceived. How long, black people of Grenada, how long will we continue to sleep and be ignorant of our past? How long will we continue to go in this cycle that is not giving us result? How long will we continue to slumber? I believe it's time for us to wake up. Wake up, Grenadian, my Grenadian brothers and sisters. Wake up. My Grenadian leaders, wake up. Let us start broadening our horizon. And I think it's time for us to forge new friendship elsewhere, especially with the continent of Africa, with the motherland, because there's a lot of countries on the continent that is well capable in helping us develop here in Grenada and in the Caribbean generally. So thank you. God bless you. Take care.